This is lame.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ashton Humphrey, and I'm the chorus and drama teacher at Croatan High School. And on behalf of the three choirs, the three high school choirs in our county, West Carteret, East Carteret, and Croatan, we would really like to thank the Board of Education for purchasing our grand pianos that are new this past month. I myself, personally speaking, our piano in our classroom, the strings were rusted in it. It will barely hold a tune, so we've really had a treat getting this new piano. We use it every single day. And we really just want to say thank you. So thank you so much, everyone. This is part of the Croatan High School Vocal Ensemble, 12 members of our group. And tonight we'll be singing Carol of the Bells for you guys. Merry Christmas. We do have a concert Tuesday the 12th. Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome to the December 5th, 2023 Board of Education meeting. We will begin by having Miss Brooke DePinto come to the podium and introduce two of our students who will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening, and thank you for asking our students to be with us tonight. So we've got Holden Basher and Tyree Happy, both outstanding 8th grade students at Beaufort Middle School, to lead the pledge this evening. So being here, gentlemen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic one nation, God.
Come here. Was it back there?
Thank you. Absolutely. Representation here.
Hey, that would make a great Christmas card, so y'all send me. Great job.
Just an invitation.
Let's pray. Father, this season, as we wish for peace, as we hope for peace, as we seek for peace, may it come and be amongst us, even in this room, even in our schools, our communities, our nation, and our world. Bestow upon us knowledge beyond our own, O Lord, wisdom that seeks understanding, and love that knows no bounds. Bless our time together. We pray in our Lord's name. Thank you, God.
Now I'll call on Ms. Heather Boston to recognize our U.S. Presidential Scholar candidate.
Thank you for having us here today to recognize our U.S. Presidential Scholar nominees for Carteret County Public Schools. The U.S. Presidential Scholars Program was established by President Lyndon Johnson in 1964, and since that time, the program has honored over 8,000 outstanding high school seniors. The mission of the program is to recognize and honor outstanding high school seniors and thereby encourage high attainment among all students. Per the original executive order establishing the program, students are selected based on outstanding scholarship qualities. For most of the program's existence, nominees have been invited to apply for recognition based on their SAT or ACT scores. As the program has grown, candidates have been invited to apply in other ways as well. Beginning in 1979, outstanding students who demonstrated ability and accomplishment in the visual and performing arts or creative writing were added to the program. Since 2013, the chief state school officers have been invited to nominate candidates from their states for the general component of the program. The program is also partnering with several recognition organizations that each nominate candidates for the general component of the program. And beginning in 2016, outstanding students who demonstrated excellence in CTE were included for the recognition. This year, we'd like to recognize our general education nominee, Cameron Johnson, who is a senior at West Carteret High School and was unable to be with us tonight. Cameron is a senior at West Carteret High School. He is currently the student body president and has been a member of the Student Government Association. He is a youth and government officer as well. He is a competitive swimmer. He is the team captain of the school swim team and teaches swim lessons to children in the summer for a local swim league. He is a founding member of the Youth Church Band and plays in the First Methodist Band. During his spare time, which he has very little of, I'm going to be honest, he enjoys participating in mission trips through his church's youth group. Cameron has an impressive 4.67 GPA and attended governor's school last year.
The Career Technical Education nominee is Kayla Cole. Kayla is also a senior at West Carteret High School. She is currently the president of West Carteret High School's Skills USA chapter. While also taking a rigorous course load, Kayla is involved in numerous extracurricular activities. She is a volunteer soccer coach, a volunteer tutor, and a member of the National Honor Society, and a servant leader through the school's Scholastic Leadership Academy, and a member of the Health Science Academy. Also, she is a member of the Chick-fil-A Leadership Academy. She is currently ranked 21st out of 219 students in her graduating class with a weighted GPA of 4.31 and an unweighted GPA of 3.75.
Picture time.
Hey, good job.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Next, I'll call on Mr. Chris Davis to come forward, recognize this cross-country team.
Good evening. Thank you guys for agreeing to recognize our cross-country team making their way in. We're really proud of them at Croatan. They are two-time, so this is back-to-back cross-country state titles for our boys. If you know anything about long-distance running, you know it's a commitment, and it's a 12-month commitment. So we're really proud of them. I'm going to ask Coach Rico to come up if he wants to say just a few words about the team. But again, we're really proud of them at Croatan and everything that they do and everything that they represent, not just being athletes, but being student athletes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rico Quispe, and I just kind of want to put in perspective how good this group of kids are. Had we been competing in the 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A state championship, this group of kids would have won the entire championship for the entire state. So this is the fastest team ever that Croatan has had, and we're just extremely proud of them. So.
Good job, Ross. Find a little space.
Look. Yeah. On three. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Very nice.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk about the reorganization of the board, and that's why I've been running the meeting. In accordance with Carteret County School Board Policy 2200 and 2210, an annual organizational meeting, the election and qualification of officers will be held in the regularly scheduled December meeting. Chair, the Carteret County Board of Education shall perform all duties required by law or by the board policy for the office. Shall preside at the meetings of the board, execute all documents on behalf of the board as approved by the board, approve the proposed agenda for board meetings as prepared by the superintendent, perform any additional duties as authorized by the board. The chair shall have the same rights as all other board members, that is, to introduce and to second any motion or resolution, to participate in discussions, and to vote on all matters in accordance with Robert's Rule of Order. Nominations are now in order for chairperson of the Carteret County Board of Education. A member, so we're taking nominations for the board chair. Any nominations?
Yes, I'd like to first thank Brittany for her service in the last year and also nominate Catherine Chadwick for chair.
Second that.
Or any other nomination? Catherine Chadwick is nominated. With no further nominations, the nominations are closed. Candidates will be voted on. Sorry, I'm reading the script. So, all in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, Catherine Chadwick is the board chair.
Victim. Yay.
Yeah, Kathy.
You're in charge.
Okay, the vice chair in the absence of the chair shall perform the duties and have the obligations of the chair and shall have such other powers and duties as the board may determine. Nominations are now in order for vice chairperson of the Carteret County School Board of Education. Board members, no. So, we're open for nominations.
I nominate Katie Statler.
All right. Second.
I will second that nomination.
Say aye or hand.
That was unanimous. Correct.
Mhm.
Hannah, okay.
He did.
Katie needs to switch.
Yep.
Brittany, Katie gets to come sit beside me.
He's headed there.
Brittany got her side of everything. Brittany. Congratulations, Katie.
Move on to consider approval of the meeting agenda.
I will make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I will second that motion.
Those in favor, raise your right hand. Public comments? Screen sheet time? This is my first night on the job.
Take your time.
You don't have to read it. There are no public comments.
No.
Look, you got it easy tonight.
Tonight I was so comfortable. All right, so now the consent agenda. I'd like to make a motion for the.
So move.
I will second that.
Those in favor? Locally competitive students that are considered academic school calendar. Mr. Mike? Okay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're going to go through our billing process. We won't spend a lot of time on it because this is our third year in the same process, so you guys are familiar with that. But we send out a video to our schools. Schools then share that with teachers and with staff, as well as principals also share that with parent advisory. They then, through their SIT team representatives and through their parent advisory, give feedback to the principal. Principal then gives feedback to the cabinet. Cabinet looks at all of those suggestions from all of the schools and then makes the best calendar we can. We typically give them a draft to start with, and then they can edit that draft however they want to within the requirements. So just sharing some of those requirements, they come from the North Carolina General Statutes, Senate Bill 187. Some of those things are start date no later than Monday closest to August 26th. For next school year, that would be August the 26th itself. That is a Monday. End date no later than the Friday closest to June 11th. That would be June the 13th of 2025. Covers at least 9 calendar months. Must have a minimum of 185 days. To be honest, with their regulations, we can't get 185 days in. It's 1,025 hours. A total of 215 days from the first day that staff reports to work to the last day they report to work. And that has nothing to do with students. That has to do with employee contract. School shall not be held on Sunday. Hasn't been, won't be in this calendar either. Veterans Day shall be a holiday for all public school employees and students. So looking at that workday and holiday requirements, must have at least 9 teacher workdays. That can be either optional or mandatory. That can be determined by the school's leadership team. Minimum of 2 workdays where teachers may take accumulated leave. That's basically an optional workday for us. We've got to have at least 2 of those in the calendar where a teacher can use that leave that they've accumulated. And a minimum of 10 annual vacation leave days. Those are typically at Christmas holiday and at Easter holiday for us. Those are those 10 days. And then the same or equivalent number of legal holidays per the state personnel calendar. That's 11 days for us. Those fall at Labor Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, or there's 2. Christmas, there are 3. New Year's Day, Martin Luther King birthday. Easter Monday, and Memorial Day. All of that. So, okay, what does the calendar look like? So this, just kind of taking you through that. At any point you have questions, feel free to stop me, and we'll move forward to that. But looking at this calendar, that would start teachers coming back on the 13th, principal of August. Principals asked for that to be a mandatory school day. So that limits the amount of leave that can be taken by staff, because principals wanted everybody on campus, and they wanted them on campus before we had them with any kind of district PD. So their new folks could get to know their people in their building, get to know the principal get to know them other than an interview, those kinds of things. Typically, we would follow that week up with red days, 2 of those red days being district PD, and those are fought for by the C&I staff across the district of things that got to get in. Really, within 2 days, it's hard to get those in. Principals asked, could we not do it that week immediately following that? And what we found this past week, the reason for that, that's move-in week for colleges. So a lot of our staff have students that are moving into college that week, and it requires, are you going to be with your kid moving into college, or are you going to be with us on the district PD? You're going to be with your kid moving into college, as you should be. So we moved that to the following week as they asked. That's that Monday or Tuesday, the 19th and 20th. First student day, the first day we could have it, August the 26th. Moving over into September, Labor Day holiday there on that first Monday. 25th, looking at an early release, 3-hour early release for PD at the schools. Could also be some follow-ups from those red days, but really that's school-based PD. By and large, the schools have priority over that. Moving into October, that 14th being Columbus Day as a red day, PD day. So again, that follow-up midway, I've got a month of school in, looking at that, and then kicking back in with some district PD to follow up with that. Also, pairing with our federal community that we are very heavily around. That's also a federal holiday, so it also helps out for those parents with childcare as well. Looking at the end of the quarter there, the 31st being an early release day, and then pairing that up to a work day on November the 1st. That was as of school request. And because we started on the 26th and are ending in June, we had a little bit more flexibility with that start date being able to be on a Monday and actually being the 26th this year, so we could actually put in some work days typical to what we saw in the calendar probably 4 years ago. Then the 11th of November, Veterans Day, looking down to the 27th of November, very popular option that we went for this year. Instead of early release, we went to an optional teacher workday for families to be able to travel, whether it be students or whether it be staff. And staff and students really said, and parents, we really appreciate that. We'd like to keep that. So that's still in this calendar. Look in December, the typical early release right before Christmas, and then going into the Christmas holidays. Now, something you will notice in this calendar, the semester end for high school does not end before Christmas break. High school said that is a really big challenge for us to continue to have 10 to 11 days difference between first semester and second semester. Just by the happen chance of where a kid gets scheduled, could be 11 days worth of instruction for them difference if we split it there. So you'll see we actually carried over, and we actually first semester will carry over into the second week in January. We'll come back on the 6th. And then they would kick into exams the 13th through the 17th. 88 days in first semester. You look at the very end, I'm just going to skip down to June for just a second. Second semester is also exactly 88 days. So as balanced as we could get it, it's day for day. District PD there, really those are focused at elementary and middle, because high schools are trying to start over a brand new school year there on the 21st and 22nd of January. So really that district PD would be focused around elementary and middle at that time. We know high school's too busy to be working at that time for a PD. They're trying to get things ready for a first day of school on the 23rd for kids again. Moving over into February, we had that early release there on the 12th that you see there on the 14th. And the schools said, can we slide that to the 14th? And can we pair it with that President's Day and federal holiday, because we did not have that in our original draft there. So we have added that as a request of the schools. Plus, it also gives parents and families that opportunity for early out on a Friday and a long weekend there if they want to. Looking down into March, the 10th, just be a work day there. Again, schools can make that optional or mandatory. April, really similar to what we've always done. Good Friday out early. And then the holiday on that Monday and the rest of that week, spring break. May the 2nd, They say, well, why do you have a early release on that day? That's our end of the year, employee of the year banquet or luncheon. So that gives those folks time, as well as our principals and folks time to get there. Ending of that month, Memorial Day on the 26th, last student day on June the 5th. And then you'll see those are school mandatory days on the end of it. You may say, why is that at the end of the year? That's really a request from the schools, especially from our larger schools. They said everything that you have to collect at a school, Chromebooks, books, everything that you need to collect and get up and get ready and get stored before summer or before summer school at elementary school and get it ready to go back out, we need folks to be on campus. It needs all hands on deck for that. So that's the reason those are school mandatory days. This draft met about 95% of the school request. So as you look at it over on that far right, those requirements, start date no earlier than Monday, August 26th, end date no later than the Friday closest to June 11th. Total number of calendar days, 215. You'll see those total up there. No school on Sunday, Veterans Day on the 11th, it's a holiday. It must have 185 or 1,025 hours. See, the minimum number of hours there is 1,052.
Mr. McKay, I appreciate you putting this together. It takes a lot of work. We also requested an alternative calendar. Do you happen to have one of those tonight that we can take a look at?
Yes.
Okay.
That aligned closer with the community college start date. So you will see that this calendar, really no change. The only change in this calendar is on March the 17th. That workday went from the 10th to the 17th. The reason for that is because it was moved due to the end of a quarter. So that'll get that date after the end of the quarter. This actually matches up with the Carteret Community College calendar for 24-25, where they will actually start on August the 13th. Does give you pretty equal within a day the number of days in first semester and second semester, 2 days, 87 days in first semester and 89 days in second semester. We did leave the one in February the 14th and 17th. You say, why didn't you bump that back? Reason we didn't, if you think about Valentine's Day, that is also kindergarten registration. There's just a whole theme, and I could not even pry the elementary folks away from that thing they were thinking about for kindergarten registration and loving public school and loving coming to get your kid registered. So that is Ms. Wheeler, that is the calendar request as we put forward, what we requested from matching the community college calendar.
So this second calendar has some big advantages as far as students being able to take community college classes, the students in high school. Can you talk about the disadvantages of that first calendar with regards to students being able to do that?
Absolutely, Mr. Day. When you look at that first calendar, I was concerned, as we looked at that, Mr. Clinton, Mr. Payne, looked at that. When you look at community college would come back on the 6th and start classes. So our kids would then have 10 days, they would not be college class. Well, if it's an academic class, they may be able to set up enough students from Carteret County Public Schools to create a separate section and then just have a late start class. But when you look at our CTE courses, our hands-on courses, our courses that really are a driver of a lot of our students being able to go to the community college and do dual enrollment, they can't do that because the classes are already small. I think of a welding class, my own son doing that. He would not be able to take welding in the second semester because at 10 days, they would have already dropped him from the community college class. Whereas with this calendar that you guys have requested, they would be able to start on pace first day, starting on pace in August, and then starting on the first day on pace in January with those kids.
So this second calendar is a much better option for students.
You ask my opinion as a parent, I have to follow the law, but if you ask my opinion as a parent, yes, sir.
And also for teachers, because the teachers, the first semester have to jam everything into a very shortened period.
I know that's a lot of feedback with the honors and AP courses,
Exactly.
especially that they're losing 12 days of instruction.
Correct.
And trying to get those exams in.
Yeah, the math classes. Yes.
I mean, does anybody have any more questions? Because I'd like to make a motion to pass the alternative calendar.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor, raise your right hand.
Hey, thank you, Mr. McKay. You did a great job as always with the calendar.
Right. Now we've got Mr. Blair Probst up
for consider policy revisions for second read.
Yes, good evening. Spicy, so. Um, Second read policies, well, there was only two policies in that second read. Policy 1310 4002 was originally sent by the School Board Association in a special update packet, and that was regarding the Parent Bill of Rights. It was later sent to us again in the fall 2023 update packet, and that was because there was additional legislation that made some changes to the Parent Bill of Rights regarding parental consent for student participation in protected topics. The second policy, that's a policy that was requested by the board to change the process of receiving information from the school advisory councils, and neither policy was edited since the last, since they were given to you previously. So, happy to answer any questions about those two, if you have any.
Anybody got any questions?
So make a motion to approve this second reading of this particular policy.
I'll second that. Second by Katie. All those in favor, raise your right hand.
Thank you.
First read.
First three policies. These policies all come from the fall 2023 packet. Again, these revisions reflect modifications in state policy, changes in federal and state legislation, judicially created precedent, and for the most part, these policies just have minor changes to wording, legal references, and or cross references. The one policy, the two policies of note that I'll bring to your attention are 4040 7310 staff student relations and 4240 7312 child abuse related threats to child safety. There was some legislation that came in that emphasized that districts must report any individual who is a certified employee who is dismissed or resigns in lieu of dismissal when there's alleged certain misconduct, and that misconduct included several illegal activities that justify the automatic revocation of an employee's license. And I bring that to your attention because failure to do so is actually a felony for the administration. So there's been an emphasis on that, us reporting those situations. Fortunately, we haven't had to report situations similar to that, and we would have regardless of this policy. But just want to bring that to your attention. I'll be happy to answer any questions for first read. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So now we're going to receive capital project and bond project updates.
Yes, ma'am. Since our last meeting, there are no new capital projects going, so there's no updates there. As far as the bond goes, the Broad Creek Middle School project is coming along nicely. It's still on schedule. Spoke with the superintendent today, and he said that students will be in the cafeteria at least when they return from Christmas break, if not before, so that's good news for the cafeteria staff there. And the only other thing is last month I told you that West Carteret High School was going to be bid in November. That bid was delayed a week due to some technical issues with the bid itself. So those bids will be received on Thursday of this week at 3 p.m. So hopefully we'll move forward with that project soon. That's it.
Now for your received comments.
Yes, ma'am. So good evening. So first of all, I would like to sincerely thank Brittany Wheatley for serving as chair for the past year and Ms. Catherine Chadwick serving as vice chair. And I'd like to congratulate Ms. Chadwick and Ms. Statler on your new roles and look forward to working with you in the coming year. I also like to congratulate all of our schools that received grants from the Big Rock Foundation last week. Those schools were Beaufort Middle, Broad Creek Middle, Croatan High School Band, East Carteret High School Band, Moorhead City Middle School, and West Carteret High School Band, and those grants totaled $253,500 from the Big Rock. And I can't express enough gratitude and thankfulness to the Big Rock Foundation for what they do for our school system. So. Also like to thank the West Carteret High School FFA for the beautiful poinsettias in the floor for each of you board members, so please take one when you leave this evening. With less than 2 weeks left in the semester, I'd like to wish all the students, staff, board members a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Our next board meeting will be January 9th, the second Tuesday in January due to our Christmas break. Ms. Chair, this concludes my comments.
Received comment from board members?
Yes, I would like to thank Brittany for serving last year with thoughtfulness and grace. You came into a year after COVID, where were still a lot of angry people, and you did a phenomenal job. And I was proud to sit here with you on this board. And I'm excited to see Catherine and Katie, what they do this year. I'm always here for y'all, and I'm sort of fired up about this. So thank y'all so much. And Merry Christmas to everybody out here.
Else? So Merry Christmas to everyone, and says I need to read again about the next meeting will take place Tuesday, January 9th at 6 p.m. due to the holiday break. It'll be 1 week later than usual. This meeting will be live streamed on your YouTube channel.
Vote for adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, I put the hammer down.
Hammer down.
Provide my first meeting, Brittany. One down, one.
Good job, ladies.
Who seconded that last motion?